Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? I'm back. Did you miss me for one night? I'm back. Well, I guess most of last week I didn't vlog. How many nights did I miss? Now I'm like, I don't even know. Did I miss 3 nights? I'm trying to think, like, how many nights did I miss? I don't even know. 3, 4, 5 nights? I have no idea. But anyway, happy Sunday. I didn't vlog last night because we were at the cabin in the woods in Brown County, Indiana. We just got home probably about 45 minutes ago. We are completely unpacked. My husband is upstairs and he is watching TikToks, but as I was coming out here, I heard him turn the lights off upstairs because, you know, he said, Alexa, turn the lights off. So I think he's getting ready to watch a show. He said he's going to watch one show and then he was going to go to sleep and take a long nap. So that could be for the night. That could be just a long nap for the day. We'll see. Anyway, and I was uploading this video that I did because I took some video. Showed video of the cabin and I showed like the property and all that kind of stuff. So I'm putting that up on my Peter Does Stuff channel. So if you want to see like the cabin that we stayed at, our friend's cabin, you want to see like the property around it and all that kind of stuff, I did a whole video over there. It's a real short video. I think it's like 14 minutes long, 13 or 14 minutes long. But anyway, and I'll talk all about that here in a second. But I got home and unpacked, put everything away. Alex unpacked. And then as soon as we pulled up, I noticed that my bird feeders were empty, like completely empty. And I had filled them right before we left yesterday. And I was like, so when I got these bird feeders, I think I still have 2 or 3 in the garage I haven't even put out yet. And we have like 2 birds' nests. You can see them like when we're watching TV in the living room, you can see them up like on the, what do you call it? The top of the window thing, that there's like, Alex said he like looked out there the other day and that there was like he could see 1 bird's nest. So there's like 2 birds' nests out there because constantly you can see these birds flying up there. I don't know what I've attracted this bird sanctuary around here. But I don't want to put the bird feeders out back until they're done with the construction and like the painting and all that stuff, which is supposed to be done like the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not doing like the patio. I'm not like getting plants. I want to get my plants this week, but we got an email that said, weather permitting, they're going to finish the construction on these 4 buildings this week, then start the roofing, and then when the roofing is done, they're going to paint the buildings. And so I thought maybe that the painting would start at the end of this week. It's going to be like, the painting doesn't take that long. But then we were coming back today, Alex was like, I wonder when they're doing the samples on the buildings, which I had completely forgot that they're going to do these sample paintings on the buildings so that we can choose the final colors. So we haven't even done that yet. So I guess they haven't even ordered the paint. So we're probably 2 or 3 weeks out. So I probably won't do the patios till like the first week of June, which kind of makes me sad that we're getting started late. But on the other side of that, our condos are going to look fantastic all summer long. So I'm not really doing anything for the back patio, until like the first week of June. But I want to get these birds. I might put one like out in the yard, except they move everything off the patio when they do that, like from all of our patios. And so there's all this stuff sitting out there. But I do have like this shepherd's hook that I could put a bird feeder out there. But if they're going to be like walking up and doing all this kind of stuff, I don't want to put like bird baths out here and stuff like that. But I have to tell you what's so interesting. So I was like uploading this video. I unpacked, and then I was uploading the video on my computer. I filmed it on my iPhone. I hate filming videos on my iPhone because I never know where to look. Like here, I can see the screen is like above the camera, so I know I can see myself as I'm filming this. But on my iPhone, I never know where to look. And so if you watch that video, I'm kind of like, I'm looking like this. I'm like, hi, how are you guys? I'm like looking off to the side. I never know where to look, and so many people have tried to explain it to me. My husband's like, Peter, it's not that hard. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know where to look. And the iPhone, so I hate filming on iPhone. But the quality is like 10 times better than even this. So if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, and unlike me, you can figure out where to look and the camera on the phone. I think the iPhone camera, the Android, I think phone cameras are 10 times better than any camera you're going to buy to start a YouTube channel. No, true story. And most of the people that I know do not have like big, huge camera sets. I mean, I've met a few people. I mean, I don't interact with a whole lot of people that make YouTube videos or TikToks and stuff today, but back in the day when I met some people, like very few people had like the, you know, $12,000 cameras and stuff. I think I met like one person that had something like that, but everybody else just had small little cameras like me, or most people use their iPhones. Almost everybody that I know uses their iPhones. And I think with like Instagram and TikTok, it's just so much easier to use your iPhone than use a camera and translate, you know, over. But anyway, so came in, unpacked, and then I was like uploading this video. And so while I was waiting for the video to render so I could upload it while I was vlogging, I was like, oh, I'll go fill my bird feeders. So I went in the garage, which we have the plastic container, which somebody said that mice can get through that. This plastic container is thick. It's like super, super thick. But anyway, and they haven't gotten into it yet. Where all like the squirrel feed and the bird feed and stuff like that is in it. But Alex moved everything in the garage, like in that area. So it's underneath this box that we keep like all the toilet paper and the paper towels in. So every time that I get into, there's not a lot of space in our garage. So like, and even though I've cleaned it out, there's not a lot of space. This is why I want to get there's so many birds up here on this tree. It's absolutely beautiful. That's why I want to get like the bookshelf, not the bookshelf, but like the shelves, the metal shelves to store stuff in. Because I could keep like the bird feed in like the bottom of it, you know, and the squirrel feed. So every time I want to get into this plastic bin, because it's wide, so it's easy to set stuff on top of, I have to move this huge box of the toilet. I know it sounds stupid, right? But it's just like every time I have to go in there. Well, now I'm doing it like every day. So the box is so filled with toilet paper and paper towels and stuff like that. So I have to like, and it has like, you know, like Kleenex in there. It has hand sanitizers, all this stuff in there that we like just, you know, have like extra of. And so I have to like move all this stuff off of it and then get the bird feed out. Okay, so I came out here and I'd gone through like a bag already just in the last week, a bird feed. So many people when I got these bird feeders were like, you're going to go through bird feed like that. Caroline the other day when we pulled up, because my bird feeders were like empty, she said on Cousin Fun Day, I said something to her about it. And she goes, oh, Mike has to feed it, like, because I guess he does the bird feeders there. And she was like, Mike has to like fill them every single day. People have speculated that there's like the squirrels. I have not seen one squirrel by these bird feeders at all. Not one. And they don't look, they're hanging low enough that they don't look like they've been damaged at all. They're not scratched or anything like that by squirrels. I don't think squirrels are eating it. I mean, the birds are in it literally 24 hours. I mean, until like at night, the birds are in it all day long. I'm half tempted to put another bird feeder out here because they're just constantly on the tree. So anyway, we pulled up today, and there was these 2 geese in our front yard eating underneath the tree, and there's like 6 birds around it in the tree flying around the bird feeders. There's 2 right now in that bird feeder and 1 over there on the other bird feeder. Oh, and 2 hanging out in the branches waiting their turn in line at the Ryan's Buffet. So anyway, oh, there's another bird just came. So I said to Alex, I was like, he goes, see, you're attracting geese now. And I said, well, don't, because he like was getting the stuff out of the trunk of the car. I said, you know, if they'll come and bite you and stuff like that, geese can be mean. And he goes, well, this is what you wanted. I said, well, I didn't necessarily want geese, but listen, we're an equal opportunity yard. If the geese want to come over here and eat, the geese can come and eat. So listen, Linda, the geese are welcome here too. So are all the critters in our yard. So anyway, I filled the bird feeders. I went inside and I was like waiting for the video to render. And I came in the kitchen to like get my camera ready to come out here and vlog. And I looked out the window, and right in the tree, looking right in the window, was a cardinal. I could not believe it, because I've told you guys, like, I haven't seen a cardinal come on these bird feeders. Which is interesting, because the bird feed that I got, specifically, is called, like, Wild Indiana Bird Feed. And one of the birds that it has listed, like, in the first, it has, like, 20 birds listed, but one of the first 3 is, like, a cardinal. I haven't seen a cardinal eat out of those things at all yet. But there was a cardinal sitting, a bright red cardinal sitting right in the tree. And I was like, oh, maybe that's my mom. So, yeah, we just got home, like, 45 minutes ago from when I started this. And, I guess we should go back in time. First of all, I feel great. I feel really, really good. I think it's a combination of things. Physically, I feel really good. I also got a lot of rest yesterday. It was just such a relaxing day. It was so nice. It was really nice just spending the whole day with Alex and our friends and stuff like that. On top of that, one of our friends is a doctor, and his specialty is not kidney stones, but he does work a lot with kidney stones. And so I was talking to him about some of this stuff last night, and he was like, can you pull up your, like, can you like pull up your imaging, your records? Because you know you have all that stuff in your my chart. It's not, you don't have the images, but you have like they describe the images, the imaging and whatever. And so then the blood test, and he was like looking at all of it last night. I felt like in 10 minutes, because I said I feel really bad. I don't know. He's like, no, not at all. He's like, I want to look. I know you've been, you know, stressing out about this. And so in 10 minutes of talking to him and explaining to him my symptoms, I feel like I got more from him than I did from seeing my doctors. All the doctors have been wonderful. But I don't know, he just kind of put my mind to rest a lot. So we'll get to that in a second. So I feel this is like my third day. Well, 2 days ago when I filmed the vlog, I wasn't feeling great when I filmed the vlog. But after that, I felt really good. Yesterday all day long, I had a headache. And it was hurting like a little bit on the side, but I kept on saying like on a scale of 1 to 10, you're talking maybe like 1/2 or 1 out of 10. Like the pain it wasn't even a pain, it was just kind of a feeling. I didn't really know how to explain it. It wasn't on my side, it was like in my stomach, like on the side of my stomach. I couldn't really explain it. So anyway, and kind of a little bit lower than that. So anyway, yeah, I can't really explain. It was kind of like my abdomen. It's not appendicitis. I'm not having those kind of pains or anything. Because I know that everybody's going to be like, did you think it was this? Did you think it was that? Did you think it was this? But I will say this. I am ready to get back to just regular vlogging, HOA drama, telling you guys what I'm reading, the boring life of Peter Monn. I'm ready to get back to that. Instead of every day being an update and a dissertation on the journey through passing a kidney stone. Because I am so tired of talking about it to everybody. It's like we showed up yesterday and our friend was like, I heard that you're passing a kidney stone. You're like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. So anyway, so we got up yesterday and our plan was to like get our friend at noon. And so her husband couldn't go. So it's the friends that we went to Florida with a couple years ago. We do dinner with like every other month. So it's like Alex was really good friends with our friend's sister that he's still really good friends with in high school and college. Then he met this friend whose cabinet was his like senior year in college. And then like they became really, really good friends. He's friends with both sisters now, but then he became really, really good friends with this sister and has been friends with her ever since college. And like really close, like one of his very dear friends. And then he married her and her husband, that's whose cabinet was. And they now have 2 boys who are 3 and 15 months. And so they were down there. And then the other couple that we do stuff with, they have 3 kids that are ages 6, 9, and 11, and they're all involved in sports and dance and stuff like that. So for them to go out of town for like a weekend, like they can't, because like with soccer games and all this kind of stuff, you know, they have all this kind of stuff going on. So, and then they had something they were supposed to do last night that they had promised the kids, like it was like a derby party or something, like a family derby party, because the Kentucky Derby I think is this weekend. Which is so funny because I used to go down. Alex was asking on the way home, he was like, would you ever want to go to the Kentucky Derby? I'm like, I feel kind of weird about that. He was like, why? I was like, I don't know, I'm just not really into the horse racing thing. Like, I'm just not. Like, I'm not going to preach about it on here, but that's just not my thing. I said, you know, the hats and all that kind of stuff are really cool. I don't really love the fasteners anymore. I've been seeing all these people's pictures online. I don't really love the fasteners. So, but he was like, but the Derby stuff is really fun. I said, oh yeah, it's really fun. I said, I used to go down there every weekend for Derby weekend. He was like, when, with your ex? Because my ex was from Seymour, so that was like halfway to Louisville. And I said, well yeah, we would go down there. So there's thunder over Louisville, which I think happens like 4 weeks before the Kentucky Derby. Maybe 2 weeks. Somebody from Kentucky let me know. But it's where they shoot off like fireworks. They have a festival in the park and stuff like that. That is such a fun weekend in Louisville. Oh my God, these birds are coming over here. Are y'all coming to thank me? Well, hi, honey. But then Derby weekend in Louisville, Kentucky. I mean, they don't have the Connection anymore. But we used to go to the Connection back in the day, which was this like mega bar complex. I mean, they had a strip bar before they closed. They didn't even have a strip bar then. They had a restaurant. They had a huge bar when you walked in, an upstairs bar, upstairs outside area, huge dance floor. It was when I first started going there. You would go from the dance floor and then you had to walk outside, and there was an outside bar that went into the drag bar, which was 3 things down. It was incredible. But then they like changed it all. They put a strip bar in there. They connected the whole thing over. But I was telling Alex this one year, do you guys remember Dan Cortez? Alex had no clue who I was talking about. He was like, I think I've shared this story before. He was like an MTV VJ, and then he was on that made-for-TV movie, The Lottery, based on a short story by Shirley Jackson. I think he was in some other stuff too. I don't even know. But anyway, I looked him up on the way home. He's 57 years old. I didn't realize he was that much. I thought he was like, my age or younger. This is when you know you're getting older, is when the people that you had crushes on when you were younger are like, whatever. But anyway, I can remember he was like a big deal. I don't even know how old I would have been when he was a VJ. I mean, I almost kind of think it was before I got sober. But we were in Louisville, and he was like at the Connection when we were there, and everybody was like, Dan Cortez is here, Dan Cortez is here. And he was with whoever he was dating at the time, which was maybe like Carmen Electra or somebody like that. I don't even know. But it was Daisy Fuentes. I don't know, one of those VJs. They were both there at the Connection. Was a big place. I mean, like celebrities would come. And people, I can remember telling stories later, and people, like Lady Gaga came there one time because there was a Lady Gaga impersonator there that did drag. And people were like, so all the people that came there were gay. I was like, no, it was a really like, it was like all, like, it was a gay bar, but it was like really like a lot of straight people came there. It was like really fun. It was a bar complex. It was huge. It was like 3 city blocks. It was really, really fun. So anyway, but I can remember we were all like looking for Dan Cortez because we were like, we wanted to see him in person, like if he was that good looking in person, stuff like that. But anyway, we never found Dan Cortez. But during that weekend, I can remember they had like these outside tents on the street. So they would block the street off and they would have tents outside and they had like hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff. I mean, it was fun. Derby weekend was fun. But yeah, so anyway, I was gonna tell you guys something else, some other funny story. There's literally all these birds are just like either on the bird feeders or waiting in the branches to go on the bird feeders. Did you hear that bird? What was the story I was telling? So anyway, okay, so our friend, so her husband had promised, like, well, they had promised the kids they were going to go to this, like, family derby party. And so it was our friend's birthday last weekend, but this is, like, her birthday weekend that they were doing this cabin trip. So it was supposed to be just, like, adults and just, like, the 3 couples. And the kids were supposed to go with their grandparents, but that didn't end up happening. And so they were like, we're like, no, not at all. They have the sweetest kids. Anyway, and so they were like, so it was our friend with her 2 kids that owned the cabin. And then she was supposed to go down with us because her husband couldn't go because he coaches all these teams. And so he had to be there yesterday and today for these games. Also, he wanted to take the kids to this derby party last night. So she was like, okay, I'll go because this is her best friend, our friend whose birthday it was last weekend. So she came down. Well, she was supposed to drive with us. Well, yesterday morning, she forgot that she had this obligation, this work obligation today at noon. So she's like, I've got to leave tomorrow morning at like 9. So if you guys want to leave at 9. So Alex was like, well, I don't know what time we're going to leave. Because we didn't really know what time we're going to leave the cabin. And so, these people are all, I made a joke about it when we were in Florida, but they're morning people. I'm not a morning person. They get up real early, okay? They go to bed real early. I don't. So we'll get to that in a second. So yesterday I was like, so she's not driving down with us anymore. And he's like, no, but we're going to meet her at the grocery store here, buy snacks, and then we're going to follow each other down. And I was like, okay. So we met at the grocery store yesterday. Like, we got there right at noon. And got snacks and stuff like that. At this point, I'm still like, did I pass the kidney stone? Am I still dealing with it? I didn't really know. So I like loaded up. I got like Sprite, sugar-free Gatorade, water. Anyway, so we go down there. First of all, I forgot how beautiful it is down there. So this area of Indiana, it's southern Indiana, but it's kind of like middle southern Indiana. It's like, it's not southern Indiana, like close to Louisville. It's where, like, Indiana University is, Nashville, Indiana, which is, like, Nashville, Indiana is, like, a smaller, like, it's not like Nashville, Tennessee. It's like Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's, like, little, like, fudge shops. There's, like, a psychic there. It's, like, they have crafty stores. It's just a real cute little town. Like, if you're looking for something, if you live in the Midwest and you're looking for something to do for a weekend in the fall, I mean, the summer is great, too, but, like, in the fall, it's beautiful. I mean, the leaves are all red and gold through that area. There's cabins all around there. There's the, I can't remember there was some lodge I used to go down there and stay with my dad, and we would hike in the woods down there. Oh, what's that? And there was this restaurant that we used to go to. My mom loved it. It was called the Nashville House. And it was this old white house. It's still there. Because I was asking our friend's husband, I was like, do you guys ever go? Because we were going to maybe go into town to eat, but he was like, he loves this pizza place, so we got pizza from there. But I was like, the Nashville house. He's like, oh, we love the Nashville house. My mom, so we would go down there every Halloween, like Halloween weekend. And my mom loved the Nashville house. When we were pulling up to their cabin, I said to Alex, I said, they're literally like 10 minutes from Nashville. He goes, oh, they're like 5 minutes from Nashville. Like once you come out of their street, like there's like 2-mile driveway and then the street, and then the street hits like the main street. Like, so you get off the Columbus exit, and then Columbus takes you into Nashville, which takes you into Bloomington, which is IU. Which is one exit over from where my ex was from, Seymour. 2 exits, I think it's, yeah, I think it's 2 exits over. But anyway, so I was like, I didn't realize they were this close to Nashville. He's like, they're super close to Nashville. So the Nashville house has like, it's family style. And they sort of like fried chicken or like meatloaf. And then like in serving styles, you know? And like, but then green beans and then always biscuits. And it's like the biscuits or cornbread, their specialty is apple butter. This is where I fell in love with apple butter way back in the day. My mom, she like loved it. So I don't know how we started it. It was like always the weekend before. There's literally like 8 birds in this tree right now. This is crazy. I was sitting out here the other day and I could literally kind of see the bird feeder go down as they were all doing this. But we would always go the weekend before Halloween and we would walk around and all this kind of stuff. That was, I think, the very first psychic I ever saw, psychic medium, was there for Halloween weekend. And we would walk around, get peanut butter. I love peanut butter fudge so much. And we would get peanut butter fudge, and just beautiful, beautiful weekend. And people in the streets playing music. We'd go eat at the Nashville house and we drive home. You know, we get a cup of coffee or apple cider or something like that, and we would drive home. And so whenever I say apple cider, people sometimes get confused. Because I think like in other countries, apple cider always has alcohol in it. But in the United States, like, apple cider is literally just like apple juice with like, it's made a different way, but with like certain spices and stuff in it. So anyway, or hot chocolate or something, we would walk around. It was always such a fun day. There's literally like 4 birds on this. Oh, 5! One just came. Oh, bumped one off. 2 in the house. Y'all, do I need to get the bird feeder out there? Oh my God, there's like 4 in the little, 5 of these little like black and yellow birds. Oh, this goldfinch. Oh my God, all these birds out there. I love it. Hey, how are you? Good. She's running. She got a better hat. It's cold today, guys. It's like, oh, I didn't do a time and temperature check. So this is a really, really early vlog for me because I'm going to rest the rest of the day. Although I did get some sleep last night, some good sleep. So it is currently 1:50 p.m. Can you even believe it? We already had brunch. Can you even believe that? And the temperature in Indiana, it was like 45 when we were coming back up. Yeah, it's 47. It's cold outside. I mean, so I am very much in just the basic pumpkin spice outfit for fall today, okay? I have these blue Abercrombie sweats on, this brown Abercrombie sweatshirt, hat, and I have these Birkenstocks. I was gonna put my Uggs on. That would have completely make me Midwestern pumpkin spice latte. Basic is what it would make me. So anyway, so we drove down there. I forgot how beautiful it is. So if you've ever seen Stranger Things and you've never been to the Midwest, Stranger Things is supposedly set, I think Hawkins, is that what it's called, the town, is set in southern Indiana. Okay, where we were looks like Stranger Things, but in the fall, like when the leaves are changed and stuff like that. That's what it looks like. It looks like where Stranger Things was filmed. Southern Indiana is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh, and by the way, it's red and it's been rainy since last night. So it's like misting kind of like right now. But it was raining pretty hard when we were coming home. So it's supposed to rain off and on all day long. So, and I have coffee, which I got at the gas station. And then we went to Cafe Pas de Choux. And they were like, do you want coffee on the way home? I was like, no, I'm good. So we drove down, got snacks at the grocery store. Then we drove down there. We got there like 1:30. And we just kind of got there, and they're like showing us everywhere and stuff like that, and showed us our room. We put our bags in there, and so we're just kind of like sitting down. They're like, so what do you guys want to do? We're like, it's your cabin, you tell us. They're like, we're just going to relax today. I kind of was like, okay. 10 hours of relaxing. I don't do that, okay? I have such a hard time with just 10 hours of this. Not to mention, I haven't filmed any videos this week, like other than the Sister Wives and a vlog. I have such a hard time just sitting and not doing anything. Okay, I mean, it's beautiful, and I kind of got into it, but like that's not a natural response for me. just like I don't do that well. Like it takes me a little bit to get into that. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go, because I knew I wanted to film like a video of like showing the property and showing the cabin and stuff. So I went and did that real quick, and I was like, let's just do this now and get this done. So we got, of course, my husband unpacks. We are not even there for 24 hours, y'all, okay? He unpacks in the bedroom. The bedrooms are so cozy. Big, log cabin beds and all. It's, I mean, unbelievable cabin. It's gorgeous. 4 bedrooms. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And it was so fun. So we got there. We just kind of sat on the couch and talked for a long time. And like Alex and our friend got like cheese and stuff. They made kind of like a charcuterie board. And so we were just like sitting there after I got done with the video and whatever. And we were just sitting talking. And then our friend and his son went downstairs to do, they're like trying to set up a lot of games and stuff. They have like, some people call it bags. We call it cornhole here in Indiana. But it's like where you throw the bags in the hole. I love that game so much. Oh my God, when we go to Caroline's house, like Mike and his Caroline's stepsons, and then David, like they love cornhole so much. And it's so funny because like the first time we played, it's like a real recovery thing. Like people that are in recovery play a lot of cornhole and pool, by the way. I can shoot pool like nobody's business. I think I said that over here before. I used to have my own pool stick. I think I finally got rid of it because I like bought it years and years and years ago at Walmart. Like literally like 30 years ago. My ex and I. It scares people's pants off when you walk in with your own pool stick and a pool thing. Okay? Like, and you put it together. Oh my God. But anyway, I mean, listen. When your boyfriend is from Seymour, Indiana, and it's the home of John Cougar Mellencamp and the Oktoberfest, and there's nothing to do but a cakewalk and 15 bars to go shoot pool in and play the jukebox, that you learn to play pool pretty well. So anyway, but I don't play pool that much anymore. So anyway, but they're trying to set up like a lot of games around there. So they did this like plastic, like somebody just messaged me because I put a picture of it up on Instagram, and they said, oh, we bought that at Costco. You can get it at Costco. It's like this plastic archery thing. Do you know like the axe throwing thing? But it's all plastic, and it's like, it's got like these like the stars kind of things that you like throw like that. It's really fun actually. And so he and his dad set that up, and that was what they were doing kind of when we got there. And then they came upstairs, and he was like fixing lunch for them and stuff. And so Alex and the girls went downstairs like, because he had made a fire. Oh, that's the other thing. So he made a fire with his son, the fire pit. So they went downstairs at the fire. So I was talking to him while he was like fixing lunch for the kids. I was like, can I help? He was like, yeah, do this, blah, 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 whatever. So I was helping him with that a little bit. And then he was like, so like, she told me that you had like this kidney stone. What's going on with it? I was like, listen, okay, my dad's a doctor. My dad, and he was really gracious with it, but like, every party he went to, every dinner, be like, hey, can I ask you a medical question? I was like, I don't, like, and we're really good friends with them, but I was like, I don't want to bother you with this right now. I've already seen enough doctors. It is what it is. And he's like, no, I don't care. He's like, I was actually going to call you this week. He was like, because I wanted to see if you, like, he has 2 specialties, but he knows a lot about, like, reading screens and things like that. And, so y'all can figure that out on your own. But anyway, so he was like, I wanted to look at your labs and stuff because I was going to, if you had any questions left, I can kind of explain it to you. I was like, no, I don't want to bother you. And he's like, I'm standing here while they eat. He was like, because one of them was in the high chair. He was like, he's like, he's a really good eater. All I have to do is just sit here, while they eat. They're down there, whatever. He's like, just show it to me. I was like, no, I feel bad. He's like, just pull it up, Peter. So I pull it up, and he's like looking through it, and he's like looking through my screens and stuff. He's like, okay. He's like, well, first of all, he was like, did they tell you that you have another stone in your kidney? And I was like, no. He's like, it's really small. It's like the third of the size of the one that you have now. But it came up on your CAT scan. I was like, they didn't say anything to me about it at all. He goes, well, it can be in your kidney forever. He goes, sometimes people have, he was explaining to me, like, kidney stones, people have them for, like, their whole life, and it never comes out. You never pass it because you don't have to, and stuff like that. This is before it goes into, so then he explains to me, I said, what I don't understand is the process of how it moves. Can you explain that to me? So he went and explained to me the difference between the urethra and the ureter, and he explained to me where it moves from the side to the bladder, and when it gets in the bladder, what always happens. So he's explaining all that to me, and he's looking at my labs, he's looking, there's no infection and whatever, and he's like, how did you feel on Monday when you went to the emergency room? And I'm explaining it to him, right? And he's like, And then he was like, and then you went to your doctor on Wednesday, and then on Thursday you went to the urologist. And I said, yeah. And he said, when did you start feeling better? And so it was kind of like after the urologist, that night, I think I filmed like a vlog, and then I felt better that night, and then the next day, he's like, I think you passed the stone. And I was like, what? The camera stopped. He was like, I think you passed the stone. And I was like, you do? And he was like, yeah, I think you passed the stone. He was like, and he was asking me very specific questions. He was like, are you having pain in your penis? He was like, is it like burning? He was like, that's kind of like an end stage thing. And I was, because I had told him all that. I was like, no, not at all. Like, not at all. And he was like, and you're not having any pelvic pain, like in your bladder? I was like, no, not at all. He's like, you've passed this down. And I was like, do you really think so? He was like, yeah. And I said, well, people are like saying that it could like break up and whatever. He goes, well, even if it broke up, he was like, and that's what happened. He goes, which is like, that doesn't happen a lot, but in some cases it does. He goes, with a 3 millimeter stone, he goes, it's such a small stone anyway, but the chances of you like drinking a lot of liquid and breaking it up, he was like, that's probably not gonna, you're probably just gonna pass the 3 millimeter stone instead of it breaking up. But he was like, he said, I think you passed it. He's like, I think that's why the pain is gone. And I said, okay, but I'm still having kind of like this pain over here. So then he says to me, well, that could be two things. And I was like, what is it? And he goes, you could have a concurrent issue that has nothing to do with that. He goes, kind of what you're explaining to me is, and this is where, oh, she just ran around again, hey. So he's like, kind of some of the symptoms that you're explaining to me are like a hernia. And I was like, okay. And so he was like, but let's not jump on that, because then I started like kind of, you know, like, oh my God, what's that, blah, blah. He goes, you're getting your image, because I'm having imaging done on Thursday. I'm still going to keep it done, even I want to see if the stone is in there or not. Because he told me, he was like, you need to see if the stone is still in there, because if you haven't passed it and you just aren't in pain, he goes, they're going to have to remove it. So I was like, okay. So I'm doing the imaging on Thursday. So please pray for me that I passed the stone and I just didn't see it pass and I didn't know. He's like, the 3 millimeter stone is so small, Peter. He goes, you could have passed it and not even known it. And so anyway, and so he was like, tell me all this kind of stuff. And then he goes, what medicines did they put you on for this? And I was, you know, telling him like the naproxen and whatever. He's like, no. Did they put you on anything? I said, Flomax. And he goes, oh, he goes, that pain that you're feeling? He goes, that's pretty consistent. That's a side effect of Flomax. I was like, is it really? He was like, oh yeah. He was like, I would not take it for a day and see how you feel. He was like, and if the pain goes away, he was like, I have a feeling that that might be a side effect from the Flomax. And you've already passed the kidney stone. He goes, the other thing is that if you've had a kidney stone, he goes, you're talking about a month that you've been dealing with this, walking around, whatever. He was like, you can have residual pain of having a kidney stone. I said, you can? He's like, I said, I kind of heard something about that, but I thought it was like 24 hours. He goes, oh, no. He goes, you can have residual pain for 3 to 7 days, like after, you know, you've had a kidney stone and you've passed it. He goes, because it's been moving. He goes, and so it can affect it. He goes, some people get UTIs after they've had kidney infection or kidney stones because it causes infection. He was like, so you're going to want to like, you know, follow up with your doctors and make sure you do all that stuff. He was like, make sure you do that even if you've passed a kidney stone. He was like, because you want to make sure, because he goes, sometimes infection can happen afterwards. So I was like, okay. But so I said, so you think I passed it? He goes, I think you either passed it or you're getting ready to pass it, like today or tomorrow. And I said, so you don't think I'm going to have surgery? He was like, no. He was like, no. He was like, I think you're going to, he goes, I think you passed it. And so it was funny because like later, he was like, I said something about, I mean, the thing is, I grew up with doctors, okay? Doctors are like very fun. Most of the doctors that I've known, my dad included, are very funny and sarcastic. And he falls into that category. My dad loves him. And so he was like, later he was like, because I brought Sprite, lemonade, like I said, all these clear liquid drinks, right? And he was like, do you want a Diet Coke? And I was like, no, I'm not supposed to drink. He goes, Pierre, I think you passed the kidney stone. I think it's safe to have a Diet Coke. I said, well, I'm just going to be on the safe side. He goes, okay. He's like, that's fine. So anyway, but it made me feel so much better that, just to hear that from him, you know, I don't know. Somebody that I know, somebody that I trust, that I know is not going to mislead me. Somebody that I know, like, reads screens for and I said, like, do you see a lot of kidney patients? He's like, it's like half what I do. So anyway, he's not my doctor, obviously, and he said that. He's like, you know, you need to consult with doctors. He's like, but I'm just telling you what I see. He was like, so, but that made me feel a lot better. So I'm not going to call, I mean, I'm not in any pain today, and haven't really, you know, like, had to take anything for it, thank God. So, I mean, let's just pray that I pass this stone, and that this pain goes away. That's kind of in my lower stomach, kind of like upper abdomen, lower stomach. And then, yeah, you know, and then see what the imaging says on Thursday, and I'll know more then. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. I'm not going to borrow trouble and get worried about it. I feel good for today, you know, and today is, you know, I love, if you haven't heard me read this on here before, I'm going to read, when I worked in treatment every morning as a community, we read, and it's called Just for Today. No, not Just for Today. Is it Just for Today? Today is a New Day. Today, is it a new day? It's by Hart Sill Wilson, okay? Hart Sill, S-I-L-L. That's what you want to look up. Beginning of a new day? Today is the beginning of a new day. What I do with today. Hart Sill Wilson. Here it is, beginning of a new day. Hart Sill Wilson. This is the beginning of a new day. Wait till this car, oh, it's my neighbor. This is the beginning of a new day. God has given me this day to use as I will, or the universe, however you wish to say. I can waste it or use it for good. What I do today is very important because I am exchanging a day of my life for it. When tomorrow comes, the day has been gone forever, leaving something in its place I have traded for it. I want it to be a gain, not a loss, good, not evil, success, not failure, in order that I shall not regret the price I paid for it. And as I'm reading that, you know who you are that watches my vlog, and I know you watch my vlog, and I've known you for a very long time. I just want to say, I'm reading that for you, because I know that you love that. Okay, you know who you are. So anyway, so yeah, so I sat around and talked to him, and then they were down at the fire pit, and then I went down there, and then he was like cleaning up stuff. He's like, so he came downstairs, he's like, should we order pizza? I'm like, they're like going to be in bed by like 7:30. I was like, this is like, at this point it was like 3. And I was like, this is like, I'm usually getting up, you know, like getting my day started. And they're like, or should we order pizza for dinner? I'm like, okay, this day is going to be over quick. Because they had said to us when we got there, like, if you guys want to, like, drive into Nashville and walk around and stuff, I was like, do you want to, Alex? He's like, oh, let's just relax here. I was like, okay, we'll just relax here. I was about to whip out my book, honestly, I was. So anyway, so they, like, ordered pizza, and he and his son went in and got the pizza. Brazzini's, I think, or something like that. He loves this place. The pizza was good. It was really good. I haven't really been that hungry since I've been going through all this. Well, hold on. Until late last night. I got Little Debbie's, these Mother's Day strawberry cakes. So the pizza comes, and we order these snacks and stuff. I literally had like a cube of cheese, 1 piece of pizza, 1 garlic knot with like, you know, cheese and garlic dip. That was it. I was like, oh, I'm so proud of myself. I'm not eating that much. 2 o'clock in the morning, I was like, where are those Little Debbie's? I ate like 4 of those Little Debbie's in one sitting, okay? Well, it's their fault, because they all went to bed, and I was sitting up watching this scary show, and I'm stuck in a cabin looking at the door like some serial killer is going to come through and get me any moment. So they ordered the pizza, they went in town, it took them like 45 minutes. So we're sitting out there talking by the fire pit. It starts pouring down rain. I mean, like, pouring down rain. So then we go under where the hot tub is. They have all these chairs and ferns and stuff. It's gorgeous under there. So we sat under there, and then the pizza came. We went upstairs and we ate the pizza and stuff like that. And then right when we had gotten there, the kids had just gotten up from a nap, so they were wound. And so we were like sitting there and just like talking in the living room, this beautiful TV. And so they were like playing, their son was watching Big Boss and then some Trolls movie. I don't know those movies. But then I was like, is this your favorite? And he was like, no. No, he said, yeah. He's like, this is my favorite. And his mom was like, Big Boss isn't your favorite. Is that what it's called? It's the kids movie, something Boss. And she's like, something, what did she say is his favorite? Because it was something I knew. It was like little Finding Nemo or something like that. It wasn't the Nemo movies, but it was something similar to that. And I was like, oh, no, Toy Story was what his favorite is. And he goes, oh, yeah, Mom. He's like this in the movie. He goes, I forgot, Mom. I love Toy Story. It was so funny. So anyway, we just sat around there, and then we kind of all changed and put our pajamas on and stuff like that. I mean, we're done eating and everything by like 5. So we sat there and talked forever, and it was just really nice. And then later in the evening, and we sat around and talked forever. I don't even know what we did. I was texting people, texting Mel and my sponsor, called Tanya and Nikki and checked in with them. It just was super relaxing. It was just super, super relaxing. So he was watching the boys, and Alex and I and our 2 friends, we got in the hot tub at some point for like an hour, which I wasn't even like, Alex is like, are you going to get in? I'm not a big hot tub lover. And I was like, I guess. I was like, because we brought our suits in. They had this huge hot tub. I mean, it's huge, right? It's like a 10-person hot tub is the 4 of us. And they were just have like drinking wine and stuff. We were sitting there talking and catching up and laughing about our trip to Fort Lauderdale and stuff like that. It was really nice. It was really fun. So I got out before them and I went upstairs. That must have been later because when I got out of the shower, he was watching a show in the bedroom because he like came out and he was like, someone say goodnight. I was like, okay, goodnight. And it was like 9 o'clock. And he was like, I'm watching a show with like, so their 3-year-old has like his room like in the basement, and then their 15-month-old sleeps up there with him and whatever, and they have like the baby monitors all around the house, all this kind of stuff. So anyway, but then she ended up sleeping down there with him anyway. So they are so good, like pajama. Oh, that was what happened. Like first they did pajama time, and they like laid him down and all that kind of stuff, and they got a snack before they, Oh, and they also have these 2 like are they pugs? Yeah, 2 pugs that they rescued, and they are so cute. These pugs are so cute. So anyway, and they like laid all over me. Y'all know I love a dog that just like lays. I mean, I just do. Like dogs just like relax the hell out of me. So then I took a shower and put my pajamas on, and then I was like, oh, that's when I went and I like called Tanya and Nikki, and then when I was like went back in the bedroom, like Alex was upstairs and he was getting like he was up in the bedroom and he was getting out of the shower and putting his pajamas on, and so I was like sitting on the couch and I brought my iPad out. So the night before I had started this new show on Netflix. It's called like The Ed or Not or something like that. It's an Argentinian show. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? People ask me all this all the time. Tanya taught me this, okay? If you go into any show that is not like the language is not in English, if you're only English speaking, and you go into subtitles, it'll come up 2 things, okay? And to the left, you can like you can dub it in any language you want to. So you just hit it in English, and what it'll do is, it'll just like as you're listening to it, it's like if they're speaking Spanish, it just like it speaks English. I actually think the shows are dubbed really well. I didn't realize I had it set to that because I like went through and like it like my iPad was updated or whatever, and so it took it off that I had to go back in and do it. So I'm just watching all these shows that I just thought were naturally dubbed, and they weren't. But I actually think the dubbing is really good. It doesn't bother me at all. Sometimes I watch with subtitles, and sometimes I watch it dubbed. So I started watching a show last night, or the night before. I watched 1 episode. I think it's called I don't know. I looked it up, and it's called like The Traveler Through Eternity is what the meaning is, or something like that. It's like number 1 or 2 on Netflix right now. No. 4 seasons. It's so funny how so many people are reaching out to me telling me I need to watch a show with Coleman Domingo, and I think Steve Carell's in it and stuff like that. Y'all know that's a remake, right? Carol Burnett was in the original, Alan Alda. My mom loved that movie back in the day, the 4 seasons. It's based on Vivaldi's 4 Seasons, the symphony. And so it was about these couples that took a trip together each season, and it was the falling out. Do you guys never saw the movie? And by the 3rd or 4th season, the one couple's gotten divorced, and he brings his new like girlfriend or wife with him. I think it's Alan Alda that brings. It's fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, very sad, but my mom loved that movie. So that's number 1 on Netflix. 2 is You. Oh, here it is. Number 3, The Ed or Not. The group. Oh, no, I can't look because it's telling me what it happens. But anyway, 6 episodes. It already got renewed for a 2nd season. Ransom Canyon, Tanya told me, was absolutely unbelievable. She loved it. I said, is it like Yellowstone? She goes, yeah, but a little bit more romance. It has a lot for families, too. It already got renewed for season 2 and 3, and a spinoff. Turning Point, the Vietnam War. My mom would love that. I have no desire. It has Kennedy on the front of it. Battle Camp. Black Mirror. I think I'm going to watch this summer. Cheat. What is this? Unfinished Business. I had to force myself not... What are the movies that are out? I don't know any of these movies. I had to force myself not to watch... I kind of wanted to watch that movie, Paul, about the alien. Has anybody ever seen that? Whenever it came out years ago is when I wanted to see it. 2011. It's been out for a long time. Somebody told me it was funny a long time ago. Anyway, why are all the Twilight movies trending again? Did something happen with the Twilight? Something... Anyway, I didn't want to watch, well, I did want to watch it, but I was like, so Nikki was 3 episodes behind on, Oh, this was, okay, so Friday night, we waited and we watched Love After Lockup season 6, the newest episode out. It was kind of boring that, like, Nikki and I text the whole time that we're watching it. It's so funny. The show is making me kind of sad. If you're watching it, the gay couple, it's like the one guy that's clean. I didn't realize they met on Love during Lockup. So there's Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, and Love During Lockup. And it really goes like, if it were going to go in order, it would go Love During Lockup, like they meet somebody right before they get locked up, or during, while they're locked up. Then Love After Lockup, then Life After Lockup. That should be the order that it goes in, but it doesn't. It starts with Love After Lockup. But I didn't know that they had met on Love After Lockup because I haven't watched those seasons. Oh my god, these birds are all up here. What are y'all doing? Are you trying to get in Fern? Fernie? Queen Fern? Look at you. Oh, you are? You're going into Fern. What are you doing? Fernie does not want you up there, honey. You got birdhouses and trees and all kinds of stuff. Sweetie, you're getting a little plump. I think you're eating too much food out of them birdhouses. That's why... We don't need to go infernal... Listen, we don't need to do that this year, okay? She's like, well, I need a place to live. I mean, if you want to, I guess. My life is being ruled by birds, and I don't care one bit. So, we watched that. And then I was 3 episodes, because she went to bed. So, on Friday night, I ended up watching... Well, I got caught up on Elsbeth. Elsbeth this week was sad. Did you guys watch it? I don't like Elsbeth this week. It's funny. It's a funny show. It needs to stay funny. I mean, sometimes it's kind of serious stories and stuff like that. But I don't like when it was sad this week. I don't like it. So, I got caught up on Elsbeth. Amazing Race, I think I'm going to watch. Maybe that was Thursday night. I don't know. Oh, Alex and I watched an episode of Vanderpump Villa. What did Alex and I watch? Oh, did I talk about this? Was that Thursday night? I filmed it on Friday? Was this Friday night? I don't remember. Well, whenever it was that we watched it, well, I can tell you, because I have it written right here in my watch TV shows. We finished UK Trader Season 3 on the 2nd, which would have been Friday, which would have been after I vlogged. Yeah. So we finished UK Traders Season 3. We watched like the last 3 or 4 episodes. So good. Best season yet. Listen, I will challenge anybody that wants to say that the UK Traders is not better than the US Traders. UK Traders is probably one of the best competition shows I've ever seen in my entire life. First of all, the US show, the celebrities don't need the money, okay? They don't care about the money. And so they're just on there to show outfits and show up. Like, that's what it's about, right? Oh, I got picked for Traders. They don't really care. None of them are that good unless they're the Traders. The UK Traders, like, even the people that are the Traders, like, they are so emotional about the whole thing. Like, you like the Traders, too. Like, because you feel bad for, I don't know. Like, I just love the UK Traders. And they really try hard for the money. And all of them have these amazing stories. And it's real, because it's real people. It's not celebrities. Which, I mean, I guess are real people, too. But you know what I mean? Like, they're not picked because they're celebrities. So then we watched the first episode of Vanderpump Villa, which is so good, so much better than the first season. I like the first season, but the second season is so much better. Stassi Schroeder from Vanderpump Rules is on it. Alex said she's going to be Lisa's manager. So the first season was, they had a house in the south of France, and like Lisa has like, it's like this Airbnb, not an Airbnb, but like people come there for like this extravagant trip, and then she has like got the staff of 20. Now it's a castle in Italy, and it feels like she's doubled the staff. And so it's really about, imagine Vanderpump Rules in like a remote estate out in the middle of nowhere, Italy or France, and just the messiness of like the staff, but while they're also hosting like these guests. So it's just messy dating and all that kind of stuff. But this time, Stassi Schroeder, who I love from Vanderpump Rules, is on it. Her and her husband, Beau, which I love as well, and their 2 kids are staying. Like, I feel like I did talk about this, or maybe I was talking to a friend. But anyway, so she's there. So we finished that, and then that's when so anyway, Nikki is 3 behind me. Well, she's not anymore. She was 3 behind me on Love After Lockup. Now she's caught up. So we're both on episode 7 going into episode 8. I think I have half episode 7 to watch. And then, of course, tonight is Sister Wives that I have to watch and take notes. And I'll be real honest with you. I don't really even want to watch tonight's episode because Well, it was weird because the trailer for it from last week showed Mary like in her bed and breakfast, like laughing, and showed like Cody, and they didn't say anything. And they didn't show anything in the trailer that I saw at the end of last episode. They didn't show anything about what was... But apparently this is the episode of Garrison's passing. She is really trying to go into that... I'm going to show y'all. Oh, she keeps on flying away. She's really trying to go into the fern. I'm trying out names. Thank you for your names. If it wasn't so cold today, I'd bring out Fair and Fernalicious. But I want to wait till it's a little bit warmer. I think just Fern from Jawbreaker, the movie. Did you guys watch it? Wasn't her name Fern? No. Fleur? Was it Fern? I think it was Fern, wasn't it? Jawbreaker. God, I love that movie back in the day. When those two girls, or those three girls walk around the hallway and they're doo-doo-doo-doo, that song they play when they're like walking real slow down the hallway. Anyway, see, now I feel bad, but I'm not having another dead fern because they want to build a nest in it when there's a million trees to build nests in. I know this is like safe under here. I get it, right? But then I can't water the ferns, okay? Because then the birds get upset and you disturb the eggs and all this kind of stuff. My husband has let go of all that. He's like, I do not care anymore. He was like, you want to let the birds build nests? He goes, you do you? He's like, if I walk out there, he's like, if that's what makes you happy, do it. You know that's love. You know that's love. After 17 years when your husband is like, hey, listen, if it makes you happy to have those birds poop all over our yard and whatever, just have at it. So anyway, Sister Wives is on tonight. I'm going to watch it. I think I'll feel good enough tomorrow. I mean, I feel good enough now. I'm not going to film a bunch of videos today, but I think I'll feel good enough tomorrow, obviously. I mean, unless something would happen tonight or tomorrow, but I can't imagine that. I've kind of convinced myself I think I've passed the stone. It's just like you don't know unless you see it, right? And people are like, use a strainer, use a strainer, use a strainer. Okay, I'm not trying to be crass or anything like that. How do you use a strainer when you don't always sit on a toilet? I know that the majority of my audience is women. I'm not trying to be crass about this, okay? But I'm just asking you to think it through. How do you use a strainer when you're sitting on a toilet? I'm talking about when you don't normally sit on a toilet. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay? Because I'm not entirely sure that's not when I passed it, if that makes sense. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. But anyway, and actually, when I talked to my urologist about it, I mean, he encouraged me to use a strainer, but he's like, it's not really that big of a deal. He was like, we can do testing to find out, like what kind of stone it was. It was like, we can, with like your different kind of, like the urine testing, your blood testing, the urine cultures and stuff like that. We can find out, like, what we need to do. He was like, it's easier for us if we can test the stone. But he's like, no. He's like, that's not something we have to do. Because there was a couple people who were like, you have to use a strainer every time. He did not say that to me. Okay, I just want to make that clear. He was like, you can use it or not use it. He's like, it'll just be more helpful to us in identifying it. He's like, plus for you, because you'll know you pass the stone. I said, he goes, but most people pass it like a 3mm stone. He goes, they don't even know it. He was like, so sometimes we don't even give strainers to people with 3mm stones. So I don't know. If I passed it, I have no clue when I passed it. I've been paying very close attention to. But anyway, but if I thought that I was still passing the stone, I would continue to use the strainer every time. So, because I don't want to upset anybody out there that I'm not using the spaghetti colander strainer in the toilet. Anyway. It's so fun. Isn't this stuff so fun? It's just like, I mean, it's just, anyway. So, Sister Wives is tonight. But like I said, I have to be honest with you, this season, I'm having more fun reacting to Sister Wives than I am, the battery just went to the halfway mark. I'm having more fun reacting to Sister Wives than I am watching Sister Wives. I don't love the episodes, but like as I'm taking notes, I know like when I'm talking about it, it's going to be funny because it was funny. It wasn't as funny watching it as it is talking about it. Like when Tanya and I talk about it, we get laughing so hard because some of the stuff is so ridiculous. Did you go into Fernalicious? She sure did fly up in there. Well, that's not Fernalicious, sweetie. That's Queen Fern. Or Fern. Are you in there? Is there a nest already in there? I don't want to scare her. Can you believe it? How are you? She is just sitting up there. She just straight up there. Oh my Lord, honey. And then she goes and they sit right up there on the top, right there. I can see them. You think she's just scoping it out to see if it's a good nest? I kind of want to look and see if there's a nest up there already, but now I'm scared I don't want to disturb it, you know? This is what... Literally, I bought that fern on Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days I had that fern. And already there's probably a nest in there. I kind of want to look and see, but I don't want to get up and take it down. You know what? I'm going to get another battery, and I'm going to look and see if there's a nest in there. While I get another battery, and then I'm going to end this vlog. So I'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. There's no nest in the fern. The fern is like in the middle of it. I know when I say this, you guys will be like, yeah, Peter, we've had 1,000 ferns, and they're all like that. But it's like sprouting straight out of the middle. So they're going to have to like push it down if they're going to put a nest. But you know what she is? I decided, I was like, what's a funny name for her? So I was like getting this new battery. I was like, oh, you know, like house hunters? She's like the birdhouse hunter. And she's like looking for a new place. She's like the bird realtor of the neighborhood. She's like, okay, where can we build a house? Let's look for a lot. She found it, she thinks. Anyway, if she wants to build a nest in there, she can build a nest in there. It kind of makes me happy. The thing is, and then I have to be so quiet when I come out here because I'm like afraid to scare them and stuff like that. By the way, somebody recommended this to me about a month ago. You know how I always say I'm never going to start another channel? But this really wouldn't be like a Peter Monn channel. But I actually am thinking about starting. I mean, this could be a year-long project if I do it, okay? I feel like I need something completely different. You know what I mean? Like, I've been lost, I've been found. What's that U2 song? Know what I'm looking for. What's that song? I'm listening to the album. It was the Joshua Tree 9 million times. U2 songs. Hold on a second. Song lyrics. It was like my friend's favorite. With or without. Is it? I'm still never. I think I'm mixing two songs together. Hold on a second. Where's the lyrics? I have climbed highest mountains. I have run through the fields only to be with birds. Only to be with birds. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Oh my god, I forgot how good that album was. That wasn't the Joshua Tree though, was it? What album was that? Oh. Oh my god, I forgot how many good songs I have. Sunday, Bloody Sunday. Oh my god, I loved that song when I was in high school. What year did that come out? 1983. Oh my god. I forgot. I have to download some U2. I haven't thought. Okay, I'm leaving that one up. I haven't thought about U2 in a while. Okay, but what do you think? Somebody told me that their parents had trail cams. Okay, whoever you are the inspiration for this new movement, this new chapter of Peter Monn's life. Okay. Somebody the other day was like, Peter, please don't get rid of your drama channel. I never said I was getting rid of my drama channel. I said I just want to do some different things over there. I'm still going to talk about drama, but the thing is, okay, when you try, and I knew this, when you try anything like new on a channel, like if you have a cooking channel, and you all of a sudden decide that you want to do like true crime, right? It's going to F your algorithm. Like nobody's going to be watching your videos anymore. Does that make sense? It like doesn't recommend you, like whatever. I don't care. I know that. I just want to do what makes me happy is what I want to do, right? And in all honesty, being true to myself and like doing what makes me happy has always felt successful to me on YouTube, no matter what the views were and stuff like that. Like I don't like, don't get me wrong, like I've always said from the very beginning, somebody that says they don't care about the views, like is a bullshit artist. Like, yeah, I care about the views because the more people that are watching your videos, the more people that you feel like you're entertaining and it makes them happy and whatever, right? So of course I would love 1 million views a video, but I'm not like, that's not what it's like at the end of the day. Like, I'm happier at the end of the day, in all honesty, if I get a video like on my drama channel that does like 30 or 40,000 views, which I haven't had one of those in, let's say, probably a year. I mean, my video is like 5,000 or 6,000 views. I mean, you know, it's just, it's whatever. But like if I got, let's say, if like I got a 40 or 50,000 viewed video, 60,000 viewed video on my drama channel, I don't even know the last time. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't, I mean, back in the day, it was like every day was a 30,000 view video. I feel more content and more happy doing like a funny reaction video, my Peter Watches TV video, a funny review, talking with you guys for like an hour and a half, talking about something that makes me laugh on my drama channel, or offering a different perspective, reading a good meditation, like, you know, reading, like doing a book review or a haul or something. Like, that makes me happier at the end of the day, and I feel more productive and more successful. You know, it's like, I can remember my supervisor when I worked in treatment, and we would talk about success, and she was like, well, it would depend on how you measure success. Like, everybody defines success differently, you know? And I think at different points in my life, I have defined success differently. Success to me today is not 1 million subscribers and 1 million views a video. It would be nice, okay? I mean, I would love that, you know? That would feel like, oh my God, a lot of people really enjoy watching my stuff. But I mean, when people say things to me like, oh, you're getting more subscribers on this channel, or, you know, whatever, like, that makes me really happy, you know, whatever, like, yeah, I think that's sweet, and I appreciate that, like, that means a lot to me. But I think success today, for me, is putting my head on the pillow at the end of the day, knowing I did the best that I could do today, trying to do the best that I could do. And to be honest with you, success to me today isn't really a lot about making videos on any of my YouTube channels. It just really isn't. That's just part of what I do. But my success today is, how did I communicate with my husband? How did I interact with my friends? Like, you know, like, was I there for somebody that needed me? You know, was I productive? Did I clean the house? Did I make a few videos? Like, that's part of the productivity part of it. But then what makes me feel happy, which is part of how I define success today, is, am I having fun when I'm doing the videos? Girl, I'm telling you right now, you are trying to work my nerves, Belinda. I think I'm gonna call her Belinda. Somebody said I should call the firm Belinda, but I think I'm gonna call her Belinda. Her Belinda? Girl, you are, look, what are you doing? You are, look at her up there. They are plotting and planning. Look at this. I see you up there. Okay, you're not moving in. Hey, Herbert, Birdmeister, you can take your lazy boy and you can just move it to another firm. Do you remember Boo Radley with LaDonna Duck? And he would say LaDonna Duck could just pack her bags and get pack her bags and get quacking. Oh, little Boo Radley, missing so much. But yeah, I think my supervisor was right. I think, you know, she was a little bit older than me, not a lot, but a little bit. I think she got it in a way that I didn't get it then. You know, it's all how you define success. I mean, to some people, how they define success is money and all that kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, that's nice. I mean, having a lot of money means having a lot of nice things and whatever. But some of the happiest I've been in my life is when I've had the least. I mean, in all honesty, it really has. I don't think I wanted for a lot at those times. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure I wanted for things, but I also think they weren't realistic. It wasn't like, no matter how bad I wanted, no matter how bad I wanted a Louis Vuitton bag, it wasn't happening. You know what I mean? So it was like, I'd see one, I'd be like, oh, that'd be nice to have, but like, that wasn't realistic for me, you know? I mean, when I was like, okay, can I go out tonight, go out to dinner, you know, or can we do a date night? So, I don't know. And then today it's like, I was talking to my friend about this last night. She's like, you love bags, you were buying bags. I said, you know what, I've got bags. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to have a new bag, but I said, I don't need any more bags. I've got enough nice bags. I've got a brown one, I've got a couple black ones. I always carry the same bag every single day anyway. I don't need any more bag. Every single day, I carry the same bag. If we go on vacation, I might take 2 more, and then I carry the same bag the whole time. There's no reason. It's just excess. It's too much. And I like, you know, I like nice things. I like right now I'm on the bracelets, and Alex has been buying me those but I don't need tons of everything. I'm like wanting to get rid of all this, too many clothes, too much. I just don't need it all, you know? It's like even the books. Like, when I read a book now, if it's not a keeper, and what I mean by that, if it's not something that, like, I want to, like, okay, with the post-apocalyptic book series, like, I'm keeping them, like, Life as We Know It, I have the box set, right? So, plus, I think 2 extras of the main one. If I talk to somebody and they're like, this summer they want to read it, I'll give them the whole thing to them. Oh, by the way, somebody talked to me, I don't know if I addressed this already, but somebody commented on the video and said, you should donate books to that little library. They don't want us to put any more books in there. That's in the monthly newsletter, usually every month. Please don't put any more books. They're full. They don't want any more books in there. I think what they're saying is they only want certain books from certain people, is what so they can kind of monitor the books. But I don't know about all that. Anyway, like, even with, like, books, like, yeah, like, I mean, like, I'm reading the Kayla Stone series, I'm keeping the books in order. That way, if I talk to somebody, like, I was talking to my neighbor about it, she's like, oh, I might want to read those, I'll just give her the whole series. When you're done with them, pass them or donate them. I don't need them. You know, I don't, like, the top shelf of my bookshelf, Alex has a shelf in there of, like, his favorite books, like his, Augustin Burroughs books, and Chelsea Handler, and all those books that he read, those memoirs back in the day, and some other stuff. The top shelf is my favorite books, the 2 across there. But, like, even some of those books are not my favorites. I think they're, like, first editions that I bought and stuff like that. So I'm like, but they're not my favorites. I don't know. I'm just like, I think what I really, like, I've made a couple lists, I would say, in the last 6 months, like, at the moment of, like, what makes me really happy. Like, this makes me really happy, sitting here talking to you guys, you know, having a cup of coffee. Watching the birds makes me really happy. Talking to my friends, listening to audiobooks, watching shows, you know, hanging out with my husband, laughing, you know, going out to brunch with my husband, you know, going on date nights, traveling with my husband makes me happy. Is that a cardinal in the street? There's 2 little birds in the street. You know, it's like I keep on thinking about what Emily Baker said when I was asking her about her TED Talk, and she said, you know, imagine the life that you want. It's not a cardinal, but it's a really little red bird. It's so pretty. It's like that big. Imagine the world that you want, and then create the world that supports that around that. And I think I've been asking myself that a lot lately. I have that. I think I do, you know? I think it's stepping back and just being like, I appreciate that. Anyway, I don't know how I got to that by the trail cams. But, so, you know, I've made a couple lists in the last, I'd say, 6 months of, like, what makes me happiest. You know, like, let me look on here. Where is what I'm talking about? Things I want to do this summer. Where's this list? Things I'm excited about this spring and summer. Sitting in the front porch and reading. Making the back patio. Did I read these to you guys already? Really pretty. Making the front porch really pretty. Thunderstorms, hot nights, night swims. Windows open and fans blowing. Reading late at night. Watching TV late at night. Traveling with Alex. Going to the pool. Brunch with Alex. Filming lots of videos. Taking walks and listening to audiobooks. Napped after the pool. Watching shows with Alex outside. You know, it's like, when I look at those things, those aren't bags. You know? Those aren't stocks and bonds. Those are moments. And those are the things I'm most excited about. Those are the things that after they happen, like, I'm really grateful for, you know? I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of going through a change in my life. Do you ever feel like you're going through a change, but you can't really, like, you don't know what that change is yet, but you can feel yourself going through it? Kind of, that's how I kind of feel right now. Now, I don't want to say this because I don't want anybody to be like, oh my God, Peter's, because somebody said the other day, Peter, please don't get rid of your drama channel. Like, I have no plans to get rid of my drama channel at all. To be honest with you, it kind of even though I would like to switch up some of the things over there, it scares me because whenever I do, people are like, if I do an AITA video, I lose 100 subscribers and people don't watch. And they're like, oh, you're switching it to this. I don't want to confuse people. I still love having an opinion. Like, oh my God, so many people want me to talk about this James Charles thing. I haven't even looked at it. I haven't watched one video about it. I haven't been concerned with that this weekend. I'm going to watch some of it tonight because it's probably what I'll make my video about tomorrow, but, or maybe not. You know, maybe I'll just do some random video tomorrow and then Tuesday. I think I'm at that point in my life where I don't feel like back in the day, that would have been a video I would have made 4 days ago, you know? I don't know. I still love having an opinion about it. I don't know. But I'm not getting rid of my drama channel. But what I am thinking about starting is, oh my God, I think it was Mare that sent it to me. Somebody sent this to me, and it was this guy, and they're like, did you know that he had 10 channels? I don't even know who this guy is. And she's like, of course he has like a team, and like this team that does all his videos for him. She's like, and then I don't even think he puts out like 2 videos a week on his channels. I have no team. It's me and the birds. It was Boo Radley was my assistant, but now that he's gone, it's me and the birds. And I have no team. And I have 7 channels that I post on consistently. Lazy. That is the definition of lazy, I think. So anyway. But I will tell you what I'm thinking about doing that is kind of lazy. But it does make me so happy because somebody, I wish I could find it. Did Alex send it to me? I feel like Alex sent it to me. Hold on, let me look at my husband's text messages. Mel just texted me. How was the cabin? Let me know what I know when I say this, y'all are going to live for this idea. Okay, so somebody a couple months ago, something when I was talking about the birds, said that their parents had trail cams. So then I said something like, well, what trail cams do they get? I believe they emailed me or direct messaged me about what trail cams they had. I'm actually thinking about getting like 3 or 4 trail cams, putting one in the woods out here, one in the tree, like one in the walkway. And I was like looking at the cameras last night, and I could see the bunny rabbit out here. It made me so happy. I was like, this is what kind of gave me the idea. So I'm like, if I put one, because Alex's thing he sent me also kind of gave me the idea. I think it was Alex that sent it to me. I hope it was, because if it wasn't, then I won't be able to find it. But anyway, I was like, and then I could just have a channel where I literally just put up live footage of animals. Like no music in the background, just like basically like a nature ASMR channel of just like animals. Not like 12 hours of it, but just, you know, I put the footage together or whatever. And then I could also put on TikToks, which I don't love the idea of. I mean, I'm not against TikTok, but girl, I just have to learn all that stuff, you know, and Instagram Reels. I'm just not great at all that kind of stuff. Was he the one that sent it to me? Hold on a second. If he did, it was a couple days ago. Oh, he sent me a picture of his friend's wedding dress the other night. Okay. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is it.
So I just wanted to...
Could you imagine me doing something? I could totally do that. Don't you think I could do that? So I'm thinking about doing that. I'm going to figure it out this summer how I'd do it. The back patio would make a lot of sense. Because see, like when they were filming it, it was like on the back patio thing. She's the first thing that showed up was this James Charles TikTok thing. People keep on sending it to me. Every time I like open it to go look it up on TikTok, it's always that. So anyway, so I'm thinking about doing that. I don't know, it just like makes me so happy to look at that stuff. And I'm like, if this is something that makes you so happy looking at the birds, plus like, and then, you know, it could be seasonal. I could do the summer, start this summer sometime. And it doesn't have, there's no rush. I don't have to start it next week. I could start it in July if I wanted to, you know, when I get it all figured out. And then I could start it in, you know, whatever, and then show the fall. And it could also show the leaves and the changing of the leaves. It wouldn't be me talking at all. Like, it would just be that, you know? And just like a glimpse into Indiana nature. I don't know, I'm like really into it. I'm really into this idea. I get like, you know when you think about something, like Mel is knitting a lot for this rescue. And when I talk to her about it, you know you can like, when you're talking to somebody, she gets real excited about it. It's like, did I tell you about the Court of Thorn and Roses with Tanya? Okay, she made it through that whole series. She's on the second Sarah J. Maas series. She's obsessed. She's so late to the game with those Sarah J. Maas books. She's like, I know I'm late to the game. She's like, but I am obsessed. She's obsessed with those Sarah J. Maas books. Obsessed. She's reading one a day. Tanya is. But when she talks to me about it, it's like she gets so excited, okay? You know you can feel that way about yourself. I just feel like I pulled this back so far, but do you know when you like get so excited about something that you can just kind of like feel yourself get excited about it? I feel that way when I think about like the birds and the garden and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. I feel like that's kind of, I'm just somebody that's kind of like follows this natural progression of this thread of life that happens. And I feel like, I mean, there's literally right now, there's 3 birds in the green bird feeder, and there's 2 in the one. It just makes me so happy just sitting out here looking at and seeing the birds fly up into our house and the squirrels and stuff. I just feel like this just seems so natural to me. So, you know, and so I'm like, I think this is what I'm supposed to do next. I know it doesn't seem like anything that trust me, I totally get it, you know? I don't know, let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Okay, so last night, so Alex came upstairs, everybody took showers and whatever. Well, her husband was asleep, the kids were asleep. So it was the two girlfriends and Alex and I, and they were going downstairs. They were going to watch some show down there, something that all of them watched together, Gossip Girl or something like that. They were going to watch an episode and they were going to go to sleep. So Alex was like, do you want to watch with us? I was like, no, I'm going to watch this episode on the couch. I was so comfortable. They had this gorgeous couch in the living room. I had my iPad out. I was like, no. I'm like, at this point, it was like 11. It was early. And I was like, oh, because when our friend who owns the cabin, when she came upstairs, she was like eating a piece of cheese pizza and whatever. And she was like, are you not going to come down and watch TV with us? And I was like, no, I don't want to. I want to sit here and watch this show. I'm just relaxed. And I said, you know, this is my nap night, my nap time. And she goes, Peter, that's weird. And I go, listen. She started laughing. I said, I know it's weird, but it's not weird to me. She goes, I get up before you even go to bed. She goes to get the boys ready. I said, listen. I said, your schedule's weird. And she goes, no, you're weirder. Which was funny because Caroline and I were texting each other yesterday, and she said, what did she text me? She was watching Daryl Dixon last night when she was texting me. Hold on, where's Caroline? We're going back about... I said weird. She goes, so weird. And I said, you're weird. She said, you're weirder. And then last night, I asked her about somebody we know posted on Facebook. And I said, yeah. But I just thought it was random, LOL. I'm probably just reading into it. She goes, it is random. You are weird. And I said, you're the weirdest. And she put 100%. She's watching Daryl Walking Dead spinoff. So anyway. So then Alex came upstairs after they got done watching that show, and I said, what happened? He was like, well, they both went to bed. And I said, well, she didn't even come up here to go to bed. And he goes, I know she's sleeping down there with her other son. He was like, she fell asleep down there. They were watching it like out, and she walked in there to like check on him, and then she fell asleep. So they went to bed. So Alex came upstairs, and he was going to bed. And I go, and at that point, it was like 11:30, 11:45. I was like, I am not ready. Ma'am, we are having a problem. You're going to be the first star of my TV show, okay? Which is going to be called, there was Bachelor Nation, and now there's going to be Bird Nation. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with that fern up there. Okay. Well, you better have your babies real quick and get pregnant, because this needs to end. This needs to end so the fern can live through the summer. I paid $16 for that fern, Belinda. Now she's up there. She's confirmed with her husband. Maybe it's the husband. Maybe it's two husbands. Maybe it's... does that work with birds that way? I don't know about bird business. That's where I get the really serious comment. This is what I love. This is one of my most favorite things ever on YouTube. It's like when I'll say something and it's so blatantly obvious. Like I'll say something like... well, sometimes, like, I'm having, you know, like, pain in my groin, and somebody will look up on Google, pain in your groin kidney stone, and then it comes up, like, the whole, like, AI-generated, like, what that means, and they'll literally copy and paste it and put it as a comment. I know how to do that myself. You can just put, hey, Peter, Google it. You don't have to, like, copy and paste it. I appreciate it, okay? It makes you sound like a genius, but it just kind of cracks me up, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I Googled this, and that's exactly what I read, and now it's your comment. So you basically just copy and pasted a Google I'm confusion. It cracks me up, though. But anyway, it looks like Belinda's going to be moving in. So last night, they all went to bed. The house is, like, locked down, all that kind of stuff. And the only window that doesn't have shutters over it, okay, that I can see out of is the back, which is all locked up, looking out over the woods, okay? And then these three panels over the door. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I keep on looking at these three panels on the door, thinking I'm going to see a face there, right? Because I'm watching this show about the end of the world in Argentina. So I'm sitting on this couch, so cozy. I texted Nikki, and I said, I am so cozy, but so scared at the same time. Everybody's asleep, right? I'm like, this in a horror movie is the one person up is like, you know, the final girl. This is when, like, it hits. You know what I mean? Did you guys hear that girl from Friday the 13th, the very first final girl, that she passed away? It's so sad. Oh my God, these geese are coming back. Ma'am, look at you waddling down the street. Are you hungry? You almost got... Listen. Where's your friend? She's like, Where's your friend? You don't know? Oh, you're coming to my yard. I see. Okay. You all want to see? Look at her. She thinks she's somebody. Okay. Here we come. Just come over. Make yourself at home. Gertrude the goose. Okay. I know people are going to be like, I don't know, with the geese and whatever. We're not allowed to do anything. The geese are protected in our neighborhood, and the neighborhood takes it very, very seriously. And if she wants to eat... Hey, Gertrude! Oh, she looked up, kind of. Goosey! Gertrude the goose! You are getting in. Come on. Hey! Now, sweetie, you're scaring my birds off, honey. This is my front yard. This is in the kitchen. I can hear him. So anyway, I sat... Look at my hostas. Can we just talk about those beautiful hostas? I'm a little worried about this one right here. She's not really growing a whole lot. And neither is that one over there, the fourth one. You can't see it. But these are all doing good, except for that one. I'm a little worried about that. And the weed. We'll just call the weed hostas. But anyway, Gertrude the goose, she's out there. I'm not going to remember these names. Y'all know that, right? So when I call her tomorrow, when I call her Gail, oh, Gail the goose is such a good name. When I call her Gail or something, you guys are like, she's Gertrude. I won't remember. It doesn't matter. Gertrude Stein the goose, that's what we're going to call her. Belinda Carlisle, the bird. She's looking for a place just like heaven. Is that what the song's called? Heaven is a place on earth. Belinda Carlisle. Gertrude Stein. Anyway. Oh, it's the crazy world of nature. Okay, so anyway, I'm on the 4th episode. I think I'm on I think I finished the 4th episode. I had the 5th and 6th, 6 parts of the Ed or Not or whatever. It's very, very good. Okay, I will tell you, it's like the end of a world thing. I don't want to like ruin it for anybody, so I'm not going to say anything, but it switches halfway through. It's very good. It's almost kind of like major motion picture good. I'm kind of surprised so many of these shows are that good. So then I went to bed because it was like 2:50, and so the plan was, I was told last night when everybody went to bed that we were all getting up at 10, well the boys would be up early, but like our friend and everybody, but we were gonna like all like, she had to leave early for stuff, but we were gonna get up at 10, and then we were gonna all leave together at 11, okay, the cabin. That was the plan. And then we were gonna come back, and I thought we were gonna go back to bed, and then go to brunch at 2, and things like that. So, it's like, I think it's like 20 after 9, and Alex is packing, like his packing on the bag, like folding his stuff on the bed and stuff like that. And I go, are you up already? He's like, yeah. I was like, it's 20 after 9. He goes, yeah. I go, you said you were setting your alarm for 10. He goes, I got up early because they were like talking out there and stuff like that. I said, oh, and I was like, ask if our friend left. He's like, oh yeah, she left already. I was like, oh, so it's just them. So then we had like done some like wash last night and stuff because from being outside, my jeans were dirty, and I thought I was going to wear them to brunch today, like on our way back. So, and like my swimsuit and his swimsuit and stuff. So like they washed all that stuff with like some of their wash as well. So like they had folded it, and like it's like he had folded it and like brought it in, and then like she was standing in the doorway, and I was like, is everybody up? And so I was like so confused, right? And Alex is like, yeah, everybody's up, like everybody's leaving. I thought he was joking. So I got up, like, I brushed my teeth, I washed my face, I threw on everything. Like, it's literally like 10 after 10. We were supposed to leave at 11. It was like 10 after 10. And I come out there, and everybody's gone, except for Alex. And he's, like, laying on the couch on the phone. And I go, oh, did everybody really leave? He goes, yeah. I said, I thought everybody was leaving at 10, or 11. I mean, it was literally like 10:10. He goes, well, they just decided to leave early and get back, because they had been up since, like, 6 o'clock. I was like, 6 o'clock? I said, you guys didn't go to bed that early. He goes, I know, but the boys were up, and they wanted to get him back home and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So we left there about 10:15. It was like raining when we left and stuff. And so on the way back, Alex was super, super hungry. And he was like, do you want to stop for brunch now, or do you want to like go home and then we can come back and have brunch? I said, we can do whatever you want to do. I said, it's going to be like if we go now, because by the time we got there, it was like 11, took us like an hour and 15 minutes. I think it was like 11:30, 11:35 when we got to Patashu. And I was like, it's going to be packed. I said, but we can go now if you want. I said, I'm not super hungry, but I don't think I'm going to be super hungry in 2 or 3 hours. He was like, okay. I was like, I mean, I'm in sweats and a hoodie and Birkenstocks, but let's go. Like, this is probably cuter than what I usually wear over there, which is basically the same thing with jeans. So we went to Patashu. There was like a 25-minute wait, but we only had to wait like 15 minutes. I just wasn't really hungry. So I got the coffee, but I didn't get coffee to take home. This is literally small. Look at this coffee cup. This is like small town gas station coffee. This is the coffee I talk about how I like, okay? It was like the very bottom of, and it's delicious. Very bottom of the coffee, you know, carafe or whatever it's called, like that. And Alex wanted a fountain Coke. And so his options were Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite, and I think it was ginger ale or something. It was like literally fourth. That's how small this gas station was. So we got him a fountain Coke. So anyway, so we went to Patashu. It was packed. It was absolutely packed. I wasn't that hungry today. There was these two young guys that came, young, they were probably 35. There was these two guys that came in there, like you could tell they were friends, but they were like, had like the, you know how the mullets coming back and all that kind of stuff? All these people were like staring at them and stuff. They drove up in this super, like this, because I was like looking out the window. So when they drove up, they're like in like all white sweats and like they're real big muscular guys, but they had like mullets and like trucker hats on. The camera stopped. I can't believe I'm at half an hour again already. But everybody was staring at them when they came in. I said, Alex, I was like, who are those guys? Were they like Colts players or something? Because they drove up in this huge black and white, tinted windows. I mean, it was all blinged out. This Mercedes G-Wagon. And the guy with his car, and I was like, who are these guys? Like, I mean, they just were like, but everybody was like, I think they were cool. Like, when sports players go out in Indianapolis, it's literally like movie stars in California. Like, they go crazy over like Pacer players, and which I think are doing really well in the NBA. I don't know, did they win? I have no clue. But anyway, but I see stuff online all the time about the Pacers. But anyway, but like Colts players, Pacer players, stuff like that. Like, people go crazy for them in Indianapolis. But anyway, Gertrude, you are hungry. You were here before, and now there you are. Did you leave your friend behind? You did? Alice B. Tokless, you left her behind. Okay. Well, so then Alex had a bowl of tomato artichoke soup with tons of croutons and tons of extra cheese. And then he also got the Cuban, which he ate 2 bites of and then brought home. He got a Coke there. I got the coffee, which was, they had Highlander Grog and they had the Patashu blend. The Highlander Grog was their I've said this before, it's not my favorite. So I just got the Patashu blend, and then I actually got a cup of their curry lentil soup. I love it, it's so good. And then I've been getting the same thing, and then I get whole wheat toast with a lot of butter on it. Their whole wheat toast is so good there. That's all I have. I wasn't really that hungry. I mean, I ate all of that. The cup of soup was like this big. It was good, but I'm full. I'm not hungry right now. Which kind of surprised. Alex goes, you're going to be so hungry later. I go, well, then I'll get something later. I'll order pizza or something. Pizza sounds so good since we had it last night. The thing is, so Patashu has been bought out, okay? And it's not going to be like a national chain. They don't have bagels there anymore. They also got rid of any kind of cream cheese that's not just regular cream cheese. So the Fat Rabbit, which the first time I had it, I was like, it's okay, but like they got rid of all these different things on it. It just didn't taste the same. So I'm kind of over the Fat Rabbit. They got rid of like 3 things that are all part of like either an omelet I eat or the Fat Rabbit, or so really all it leaves me is the gluten-free waffle. I used to back in the day sometimes the croissant French toast, but if I'm not hungry for something sweet, like it's literally like toast, and Alex is like, do we need to look for a new place for brunch? I was like, I love Cafe Patashu, but like they need to get some new stuff on the menu. I miss a bagel for breakfast. I love a bagel, whether it's on a sandwich or just a bagel. I love a bagel. So they have toast and lox now, which I think is kind of weird because it's bagel and lox, you know. But anyway, I still love the environment. It was fun seeing all of our friends there. So then we got done with that, and now we're home. And I'm kind of like, I was going to lay down later, but now I kind of feel like I was going to lay down when I got this up, but now I'm kind of feeling like wide awake. So I don't know. I've not listened to my audiobook, so I want to finish the James Patterson audiobook. I want to get I haven't even, like, I started it and started listening to it, then I went over to the James Patterson. So I'm on the 3rd James Patterson book for April, and I'm almost done with that. So I can do the James Patterson video for my BookTube channel this week, going over those 3 and then talking about the next 3 for May. But I also just, like, I started listening to, like, the first chapter of the recovery book, which is the second Nick Chef one. So I'd like to start that and get, like, into it. I think I have, like, 3.5 hours of that. I think it's what it is. Oh, there she goes. Bye, Gertrude. Bye, honey. She's like, I know, girl. My neck hurts, too. My neck, my back. Some of you are dirty-minded. I heard you sing the rest of those lyrics. Anyway. She is like, she reminds me of some women at the casino when I used to go back there back in those days. Some of those old ladies I used to play at the slots with that I love so much. She's like walking with her fountain pop. She's like, no, but which machine should I look at now? Whose yard should I go eat in now? Oh, I miss my friends at the casino. I haven't been to the casino in so long. I haven't been there in so long. But now I'm like, take an Uber to the casino, sit by yourself. I don't think anybody that I knew that used to work there still works there. No ballerini at the casino, just sit there by myself. I'd rather sit at home. I got a game on my phone that slots. I mean, you don't make any money on it, but it's all the same slots. It's lightning slots. About once a month, I have to put some money on it to buy new coins. But it's nothing like what I spent at the casino. It's like, you know, like you get all these coins for like $40 or something like that. And I don't even play it that much. And so, like, if I feel like I want to go to the casino, I just pull up that game. It's not like one of those games. Like, I think in Indiana, you can't play those games and win money online. I wouldn't do that anyway. But just saying, like, hey, do you? But I don't need to be doing all that. But I don't really miss going. I mean, what I missed was, like, going with a friend and, like, the drive there and all that. You know what I mean? Anyway. What time is it? God, it's 3 o'clock. It's like the time I'd be getting home from brunch. I've, like, vlogged and done all this stuff. So, anyway. But yeah, like, instead of, like, I think to myself, okay, I guess I could go to the casino tonight, or I could watch 4 TV shows, take a nap, you know, talk on the phone. So, anyway, like I said, just to end things up, we had a fantastic night at the cabin last night. It was so fun being with our friends. It was so nice for them to invite us down there. Had such a fun time hanging out with them. It's just really relaxing. It was just really nice. And, it's so funny, like, I mean, I've known her now for 17 years, and, like, she met her husband, like, right as he was finishing his residency, and moved back here, and, so we've known him now for 10 years, I think, maybe a little bit. It's so weird, like, having, like, Alex has known for so long, you know, and when I first met her, it's like, I mean, she's got a great job, too, but, like, she was always very professional. But, like, we would go out to dinner or go out and whatever. And, you know, now she's got, like, 2 kids. She's got, like, one, like, she's rocking her knee and the dogs are running around. You know, it's, like, it's so funny, like, growing up with that, you know. And it's, like, seeing people, like, get married and have their kids. And, you know, it's really cool to see all that. So, it was a really nice weekend. And then great time, and Alex and I had a really fun time driving down there and driving back and having brunch today. So it's been a really great weekend, and on top of all that, I feel better. I do not know if I passed this stone. I feel like I have. I feel like I'm wanting to convince myself that I have, so I don't worry about it. But like, I really won't know until I do the imaging on Thursday. I mean, that's what I'm telling myself. I'm choosing not to stress out about it. If tonight or tomorrow I start feeling like a lot of pain, you know, what's interesting was the other day when I vlogged the first day back. I think that was Thursday. Like halfway through the vlog, I started like feeling pain. I'm wondering if that wasn't the day that I passed it, because like I've been sitting out here for, I mean, I think I've vlogged for like an hour and a half at this point, and I haven't really hurt at all. My back hurts a little bit, but my back's been hurting a little bit more lately, so, and I think that has nothing to do with the kidney stone. It could, but I don't think, you know what I mean? And I don't think I have a hernia. I think it's just my stomach, and I'm not taking the Flomax for a day to see, you know. Anyway. We'll see what happens on Thursday, and I'm not going to borrow trouble or freak out about it till then, and I'm just going to keep on hanging out with the birds. I'm going to finish this James Patterson book, so I'm going to go in and check and see what he's doing. And yeah, so I'm back, and tomorrow I'll be filming some videos. I don't know, like, you know, it's been so long since I posted so many videos on a channel. I'm just going to take it. Tomorrow, I would at least like to do, well, I also ordered, oh my God, you guys, Yankee Candle was having a sale. I bought candle wax melts from Yankee Candle. I think those right now, out of all the ones I bought on Etsy, the other ones I've had, I think the Yankee wax melts are the best and the strongest smelling. So I bought a bunch of those, and I bought a bunch of candles because they're having like a you buy two, you get 2 free, buy 3, get 3 free sale. In all honesty, you guys, I spent a lot of money. I had 3 boxes like this size in the garage. I spent like $200, but I'm almost completely out of candles. So I bought those. And then I forgot that my summer seasonal box from Happy Wax Melts, which I haven't even gone through those yet, was coming. So I would do that. Those are 2 pure does stuff videos. So I like to do one of those videos tomorrow. And then a drama video. And then my sister wives video, and then a vlog. So those 4 videos I definitely want to do. If I end up doing something else, I'll probably do, I don't know. I mean, I've got videos on all my channels I want to film. So just play it by ear, see how it goes. So anyway, I hope you guys are thank you for hanging out with me during this whole situation with the kidney stone thing. Like I said, I hope it's over. But if it's not, I will keep you updated. But your kind words and compassion, I mean, every time I open my Instagram, it's like more people like, I'm so glad you're feeling better. When I posted pictures from the cabin yesterday, I just got flooded with direct messages of people being like, oh my God, I'm so glad you're feeling better. You're out. You look happy. It just made me feel so good. You talk about the measure of success. To have that many people rooting for you that you've never even met is like, it just feels really cool. You know, especially when I was a kid growing up that nobody was rooting for me except for my family. So to have all those people rooting for me when I'm going through a tough time like that feels really nice. And I just want to say, you know, I really, really appreciate it and all the support and all of that. And now we can go back to our regularly scheduled boring vlogs. No, the HOA drama is coming next. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Sunday. And I hope that you're getting rested, relaxed, rejuvenated, and refreshed for the week ahead. It's going to be a great week. We're going to have a good week. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. Have a fantastic beginning to your week. Positivity, positive thoughts, love, all that out there. I love you guys. Love one another as from outside the Big Brother house. And I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.